All right, good morning and welcome into the Real Monica Adams show. It is a Wednesday. We're at home and I've heard you, right? This is your show. So a lot of you have said, I love when you're outside, Monica. Well, it has been a little sticky, a little hot, even at 7 o'clock in the morning. But today, oh my gosh, it is absolutely gorgeous. I highly recommend that you get outside. And in fact, it's kind of like an all day thing. Even if you can't get out early this morning, I would say you should be okay because I think we finally have broke the oppressive, crazy hot heat that we've been talking about. In fact, look at this 87 for the high today. We're not talking about any rain. We're talking about a beautiful day in store. 86 tomorrow. We get into the weekend. We're going to stay in that 87 range. But look at the lows, low to upper 60s all the way into next week. In fact, look at that. There's absolutely no rain in the forecast. And then we're into the 70s. We're already looking at fall type weather as we get into Monday. I'm loving this. I think you are as well. Again, this is the St. Louis, Missouri, Southern Illinois forecast. We know we have people that watch us from all over the world. So let us know, again, where you're watching from. Are you brand new to the show? Feel free to interact. That's the beauty of streaming and commenting. It's the days of radio when you used to call into the station. We give you the opportunity to say hello and good morning to everyone that's in your community. So if you're new to the show, I was in television news and radio news for 30 years, walked away to bring you positivity and hope and inspiration. So today we're going to avoid the burnout. That is the topic of today. We're also going to talk about taking care of the body. So this is our Wellness Wednesday. Sometimes we throw in a little workout. I am going to get you updated on Ruby Lee, country music sensation, who, by the way, tomorrow night will be playing at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee, with none other than Postmodern Jukebox. Look them up, by the way. I'll have my moderator, Gabriel, who is on this morning, maybe tag Postmodern Jukebox and Ruby Lee in the comments for you so you can follow them. They are incredible. If you don't know them and if you are spontaneous or if you know somebody that's in Nashville, tell them to buy tickets. If they're lucky, they might still have some available. That is a big, big deal. I'm so proud of her. So we'll give you an update on how her training is going along. She's getting ready for some other big events coming up in October. In fact, telling you about someone that is involved in their own transformation is our friend. You've seen her on before. Her name is Angi Hess. Angi is with Spas and More. We're going to talk with her about some things that she's actually going through, as well as the amazing aspects of therapeutic massage in a hot tub, not having to go in and get a massage. So think about all the money that you might spend going to a massage therapist, going to spas, etc. This is where we're going to break down. Well, maybe it makes more sense for you to have it right here in your own backyard. So let me bring my guest on. Angi Hess, good morning, owner of Spas and More right here in our St. Louis area. How you been?
Good morning. How are you, Monica?
Fantastic. Now I want you. My husband's just in an earshot away. He's behind the door, but I want him to hear this on the show. I told you that it's time for me to get a hot tub, right? Don't you agree it should go right there?
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect spot right next to the pool.
Thank you, Angi. Okay, we'll make sure that gets back to him. Okay, Angi, by the way, I hope you're having a great start to the day. Have you been outside? It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
I did. I get to step outside briefly to drive into the office, so hopefully I'll get to enjoy more of it later.
Yeah, you need to because it's finally a day that is just absolutely amazing. So, for those of you that have not seen Angi on with us, let me show you where they're located and how you can follow them. Spas and More, you can go online, spasandmorestl.com, at Spas and More STL, 12957 Gravois Road. They're in the Sunset Hills area. And today we wanted to talk about the therapeutic aspect. So I just mentioned, Angi, have you ever actually done that? Have you ever broke down what it would cost for people like on a regular basis if they go to, you know, wherever they go to get massages or they go to a spa, etc., how much money they spend on that as opposed to, well, why don't you change and get your own hot tub and have it here at your own house?
I really have, because I mean, my personal thing is even for when I would get massage, I would do usually a 2 week package, and that would cost me anywhere from $700 to $800 every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So you're figuring that across a year, you really do have the almost to the cost of a really nice hot tub, especially ones like we offer with our Twilight line that has the neck and shoulder jets, the massaging back jets, the Master Blaster foot jets. I apologize for the ding dong. They're going in and out this morning since I'm actually at the office
It's
early.
okay.
Um,
That's people wanting to come in and get a hot tub.
yeah. But the features that we offer on even any kind of hot water is therapeutic. But there's more therapeutic aspects when you're adding the type of jets that are in those hot tubs. The most therapeutic line that we offer is our Twilight line, and it has some really wonderful features. The reverse molded neck and shoulder seat for stress relief, the Master Blaster foot jets that helps with neuropathy, plantar fasciitis, shin splints, and then also has biomagnet therapy embedded into it to help with pain relief and reducing swelling and inflammation along the back. It really gives you the benefits of massage at home. But like when you're a person like myself, that sometimes the pressure from a massage hurts more than helps, the
Yep.
water massage isn't going to do that to you. It actually helps keep the body relaxed as it's going through the massage process.
Well, and you talked about, again, the jets. They've changed so much over the years. I remember having one like 15, 20 years ago, and I was like, oh, look at that. We talked about the lounge chairs and how many seats people wanted, et cetera. But when they're looking for the therapeutic side, and a lot of you know, if you watch the show on a regular basis, that I was in a car accident 4 or 5 years ago. And when the body has gone through trauma, you're looking for any kind of relief. And then all of a sudden it gets better and then it comes back, which is why this really does have to be a part of our daily routine, doesn't it?
It does, very much so. Once you get started, I was in a car accident earlier this year, so I completely understand that. And there's a difference in hot tubs as far as the types of jets that they use. A lot of hot tub companies think that you have to have a lot of jets, where you'll find hot tubs that have 70 or 80 jets in it. But when you look at those types of jets, they're small. They're going to give you pinpoint pressure, and that's going to hurt more than help. Whereas with our master spas, we use jets that are bigger, that are designed to hit a broader range. The patterns are set up different to be able to hit different muscle groups, to hit different trigger points, but to also not give that pinpoint pressure that will cause those areas to ache more than actually relax.
Do you ever have people that say, "Wow, look at how forceful those jets are coming out. Is that too much for me? Can I? Can they can't control the pressure of it, can they?"
They actually can. There's
Oh,
several different ways that you can do that, because we have our pumps have different speeds attached to it, and then you can adjust your air control so you can make it more forceful by adding air. You can make it less forceful by removing air, and then you can also take each individual jet and turn it up or down to limit the flow or increase the flow. So you actually have multiple ways to make that seat just perfect for you.
so again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking in the beginning of this Wellness Wednesday before we get into burnout, and actually that even falls into play, right? When you're stressed out, with you and for all of your customers, how much does it change their life when they have that at their home? Again, you can get a spa, you can get a sauna, you can do the contrast therapy. How drastically does it change their overall well-being when, again, whether it's physical or whether it's mental, whatever is driving them to not be in the best place of their life? How the customers you've had, what have they said to you of how their life has changed?
I mean, for the very first thing that comes to mind is one of our very first swim spa customers who was on about 8 different medications, older gentleman having a lot of health issues. And once he got his swim spa and started exercising regularly, he went from having 8 different medications from his doctor down to 2 different medications and lost weight. And his doctor said that that swim spa helped improve his health and gave him, at least 5 to 10 more years on his life expectancy because of that. Um, Moving forward, and also with the hot tubs, we've had people who are just so tired and so drained that they put that into their nightly ritual before they go to bed, so they actually don't go to bed all stressed. It gives them a chance to finally let go of some of the tension from the day, especially when you're talking about like the neck and shoulder area,
Mm-hmm.
especially as women who carry all of that tension up in our neck and shoulders for many, many reasons. Just those jets help getting that area massaged down and relaxed. It actually gives you the benefit of a better night's sleep. And when we're getting good sleep, it helps improve our focus. It helps improve our mental views of the day, because we're not rolling out of the wrong side of the bed. Because realistically, there is no wrong or right side of the bed, But when you have a hot tub, every side of the bed is the right side when you get up.
Absolutely. And Angie said earlier, what, women stressed? What?
Right. There's no only a couple reasons why I can think all of the stress is in our shoulders.
Exactly. Right. Well, think about your posture. Think about for all of you new mommies, right? You're carrying the babies. Take care of yourself. And again, if you've been looking to pull the trigger one more time, let me tell you where Angie and her business are: Spas and More, at Spas and More STL. Go online, check them out, spasandmorestl.com. And again, you can stop in and see everything that they have to offer you. 12957 Gravois Road in Sunset Hills. They are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, closed on Sunday. And then their phone number, if you want to give them a call and say, hey, you know what, I want to talk a little bit more about this for me and my family, 314-843-7727. And before we let you go, Angie, how's everything coming along with your own transformation?
It's going great. Officially, from the get go, when I started several years ago, I'm down over 100 pounds.
Woohoo!
Now I'm getting ready to tie in some additional exercise, some lymphatic drainage massages, and some more cold plunging. So,
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. Again, one of the hardest things for a lot of people as they go through their transformations is sticking to it. What in your mind drives you to say, I'm not done? I am going to get to my goals.
the one thing I found over this whole process is that you have to be you have to be ready to do it.
Yeah.
You can start and stop diets and everything for your entire life, but until you actually decide, I'm ready to make a change, this is how I want my life to be, I can't do this anymore, then you can actually get into the right mindset to do it. And then having somebody who can help stay behind you and kind of push you to give you that accountability. I started working with a life coach earlier this year that really has changed my outlook on everything. Because not only do we focus on the health, the nutrition, the exercise, the weight loss, but we also work on the emotional, the mental, the baggage from behind, and doing new things to actually improve your entire life. So
Amen.
that's a game changer for me.
Amen. I'm so happy that you saw that. And you can see down below, we talk about that is one of the biggest things that I have worked on with all of my clients, Angie, that it's not about the food. It's about so many things. It's about, what the triggers are from the past. Again, not believing in yourself. We're going to talk about burnout on today's show here in just a second, but I'm so proud of you. I'm excited to continue to follow you along your journey. And thank you again for being a part of our show. I love checking in. If there's anything you want Angie and I to talk about, by the way, on a future Wellness Wednesday, let us know that. We'd love to cover that for you. Super excited. I hope you have a beautiful day. And again, I don't want any burnout for you. I want you to relax. I want you to get outside, go for a walk, and enjoy the fact that it's not 105 heat index.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
All right, Angie, thank you so much. And to all of you, stay tuned. Today, again, we're talking about avoiding the burnout, and we'll get to that when we return.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going, choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
Well, I love it, Tony Twist. Yes, start with Monica. I love that idea. All right. So, thank you so much again to Angie for kicking things off on this Wellness Wednesday. I mentioned that I wanted to check in and show you how things are coming along with the incredible Ruby Lee. I hope you know her. She was on The Voice. She's from our area, Foley, Missouri, actually. And I've been training her at a couple of different gyms. You know, we are super thrilled to have one of our sponsors be Crunch Fitness. I have brought her over to train there with me at the St. Peter's location. For those of you that live in our area, we've got Florissant, Missouri, we have Baldwin, we have St. Peter's, all open so far, and more to come. I've heard possibility right around Kings Highway for those of you that live in the city. I've heard possibly Fenton, Missouri, which I think is awesome. You know, that's where our studios are, so it'll be cool to jump down there. She also works out, though, at other gyms. So this was when we were wrapping up. So understand that. For those of you that train hard and you think, okay, I can't push, you just heard Angie say, a lot of times you have to hire a personal trainer or you have to hire a life coach. You need an accountability partner. Go to the gym with a friend or a family member that'll say, no, 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 you got one more. You've got one more rep. You can do this. You can do this. For her, you're going to watch this video. I was like, Ruby, you know, you're getting tired. And when you're tired, your form starts to suffer, right? So we were doing some tricep work and you can see that, especially at the end of this video, you can see where she kind of torques her body and rounds out. So that's why it's important for you to not do it alone or to have someone who has the background in it that can watch you, because the biggest thing that we want to do is prevent those injuries. So take a look. Again, okay, go ahead. This is Ruby doing triceps at the very end. And what I was stressing to her is when you're not ready for it, don't go all the way down underneath that bar. And I don't know if any of you have even tried this exercise before, but your goal is to keep those elbows pointing forward. And you're going to see that at the very end when I was showing you like the side, so you can see it right here. This is where she starts to just go, all right, I'm about done here. So the goal is eventually to be able to get underneath that bar, right? So in the beginning, I told her, step back, square those feet to your shoulders, and then let's just go in the range that you can go in. So if you want to try this in the gym, that's up against one of those, if you want to go into the Smith machine area, that's what that is. But see how her body wasn't ready to go all the way underneath. So if you want to try this, this is a good tricep exercise for you to do. Again, see there, right there, the elbow's starting to go out. She's getting tired. If you're not working out with someone that would know, then you are going to continue to do it with bad form. See, now we changed the range of motion. We just went in a smaller range instead of going down as deep as she was. But as I mentioned, you can see as I come around, this is the very end of the workout, and this is where she's getting exhausted and she gets tired, and there we go, right? So then the body's like, I can't do this anymore. We would call that to work to failure. But in this respect, failure is a good thing. So let's applaud her because, by the way, she's already dropped at least 25 pounds in a very short time period. But as I told her, and I will tell all of you, it's not about getting to a goal of, oh, I want to put on a certain dress. Or for guys, I want to get, I'm getting ready to go on a vacation and I want to have a little bit more muscle tone in my shoulders, or I want to have, I'm working on my abs, but as soon as I get them, I'm done. No, the goal is that this is for life, right, folks? This isn't about doing it for an occasion. It's about doing it for life. And that's the biggest thing, because a lot of you might know I trained Ruby last year to get her ready for her Grand Ole Opry performance. And then she came back to me after being gone for several months. And she's like, Monica, I put the weight back on and then some. And I was like, yeah, so now I want to prevent that. Okay. So that's the biggest thing for all of you. If you have any questions, by the way, about your own journey, let me know. Reach out to me. I'll shoot my email address on here for you. It's info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. If you have a guest that you would like to see on the show or a topic, you can shoot me an email. I would love to cover something in a future Motivational Moments with Monica, our wellness, our workout Wednesdays, our fitness Fridays. We like to sprinkle those in for you. And again, take care of you. And one of the things that I want to talk about today is how we take care of burnout. Because here's what happens when you burn out in life. You give up on yourself in every realm, right? How many of you have been there? And be honest, I'm going to go to our comments and say hello, by the way, to a lot of you that have signed on this morning. How many of you have gone through burnout? And when that happens in your life, professionally or personally, suddenly it is, I'm coming home, I'm going to veg out on the couch, and I am not going to move. Okay, well, that's a bad thing, right? We're not meant to be sedentary. Our bodies are meant to be in motion. So raise your hand Be honest with me. I can't see you, but you can type for me. How many of you, and be realistic, are going through burnout right now? I will tell you, if you remember the show I did, I think it was about a week ago, where I was like, thank you so much for being there for me because we're all honest together. Hey, Jennifer Rose, how are you? Just catching you so far. I'm loving this. Well, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. So sometimes I'm at home with you. Welcome to my home. Sometimes I'm in my studio. All right. Stephanie says, hi, Monica. Yes, I went through it. Okay. Everybody else, be honest. This is your community. So type in right now, say, I am going through burnout, and tell me what burnout looks like for you, by the way. How do you get out of it? How did you get out of it? Or again, this community is saying, I want to get out of it. I'm going to go through some things to help you with that today. Jennifer says, not anymore. I used to be there. Okay, cool. Jennifer, well, by the way, what did you do to get out of it? And how are you taking the path to continue to stay away from the burnout? I'm going to tell you right now, it's very easy for a person who is a workaholic. I'm pointing to me right now. If you're a workaholic or you are a people pleaser, which I used to be. So if you've got those two things that you can either say are working for you or against you, well, then you're going to burn out. And if you don't talk to somebody, if you don't lean on your family and friends, it's going to be complete stress, complete chaos that takes over your life. And guess what? Everything falls apart. Relationships start falling apart. Your weight starts to gain. Your stress starts to mount. You go into unhealthy patterns, whether it's an addiction of food, an addiction of alcohol, an addiction to just give up on yourself, not believing in yourself. Those are all the things that I want you to consider. Burnout is a bad thing. So is perfectionism, by the way. And I did a show on perfectionism last year, and it was the dangers of perfectionism. Because here's what happens. You put so much pressure on yourself to be the best. And when you feel like you haven't reached that, suddenly it's mounting on you. Oh my gosh, I've got to level up. I got to level up. Now look, I do this on a regular basis. I understand that mentality. Okay. Let me scoot in here for you a little bit more as I get going. I understand that mentality because that's me. I have extremely high standards for myself, for my team, in relationships, friendships, in the relationship of how I am as a wife, how I am as a daughter, how I am as your host of this show. So every day I want to level up. Every day I want this show to be better for you. So that's not necessarily perfectionism, but it is high levels of what we want for life. Do you think that's a bad thing? Do you think that leads to burnout? These are questions that I have for you this morning. And again, as you're signing on, feel free to comment. So we've already had a few that have said, not anymore, or yes, I'm going through that right now. I get that. By the way, I want to thank Gabriel at home. Gabriel Bell is your moderator today. So he'll be dropping in comments and links and interacting with you from my page. Linda says you should get one. Yes, the hot tub. I agree, right? I promise you won't regret it. We had one, but gave it up when we built a new deck and had to remove the tub. Now we regret it and we want another one. Linda, hey, I get it. I had one at my old house. We're talking about hot tubs. I came outside on purpose today because I want you all to tell me, if you were to design it, where would you put it? For me, see how it bothers my neck? And this is why I need one, because this is all from my car accident. I think there's a beautiful open space. It should be right there. Don't you all agree with me? Come on, twist Jim's arm. He thinks that we don't need one. And I was like, you don't understand. For what I go through on a daily basis, this is why I want it. And again, we have this beautiful pool from our friends at Just Pools. And let me just give a shout out to her right now. Thank you to Madonna and her team for getting our water. Otherwise, I don't think I would have come out here, because I keep telling you that our water didn't look like this, that our water was green and there was a ton of algae. It absolutely didn't look like this. That's theirs, but it's their powers. They got our Just Pools. They are located, by the way, on the West Outer Road at 3987 West Outer Road South. And they really are incredible. Madonna took over and said, Monica, you need to put 7 gallons of chlorine in your pool, put the algicide, and I promise you it will get back to the way it's supposed to. So let them take care of it. Don't go at it. It's kind of like what we're talking about today. Don't go at it alone. Let Just Pools take care of you. Or, as they did, prior to us moving into the house, they built this pool. And I just think it's so ironic that all of a sudden, years later, they would become one of our sponsors and a big sponsor of the Real Monica Adams Show. So they did it. You did it, Madonna. Look, I can't wait to get into that, because in how crazy hot the weather has been, I have not had a chance to go swimming, which is just so stupid. So Just Pools and Spas and More, 2 incredible businesses that are part of our team. And by the way, they have gotten so much business. These people that come on with us, they absolutely love taking their brand with our brand. because after all, they're putting their name behind positivity. So right there, if you would like to join and become a sponsor, you shoot me an email, shoot my team an email. We'd love to talk to you. I've got a meeting, in fact, this afternoon at 1 o'clock with possibly somebody else coming on. JG Optimal Wellness is one of our newest sponsors, and Jenny Gabriel will be back with us on Monday. She has been extremely popular on every other Monday, doing our Medical Monday, talking about hormones, talking about perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, andropause for guys. Yes, guys, you go through it as well. I think that was a wake-up call for a lot of men. I can't wait to have her on this coming Monday, because we're going to talk about busting those myths about menopause. And boy, are there some really funny ones and some that make you scratch your head, and even some scary ones that people might believe by all of the craziness that you see on social media. All right, it is 7:25. Getting started again into our topic of the day, which is burnout, how dangerous it can be, and how do you get out of it? So that's what we're looking for from the community. If you've been there before, tell me how you blasted past it and how you don't go back to it, because I think that's the hardest thing, is finding the way to relax. And for me, I love meditation and I love journaling. I myself need to get back into journaling on a daily basis. I will kind of scribble something down because it's right next to my bed. So journaling helps my soul and my spirit. Meditation helps me clear my mind. And I have been napping more lately. Okay. I'm just going to throw that out there. How many of you think napping, just saying I need, even if it's 20 or 30 minutes, I need time to myself? So yesterday I came home. I was like, Jim, I'm taking a nap or I am literally no good to anyone. And then got up and then worked on putting the show together late last night. But I had already had my nap. So that helped. So again, I'm going to go into beyond the napping is the breathing aspect. But taking naps, whether it's again, 15, 20, 30-minute power nap. Mine was an hour. That means my body was exhausted. Some sleep experts say that might be too long, but tell me, what do you do to avoid burnout? So we're running through some things. I think meditation is great. I think prayer is great. I think journaling is great. And here's another big one. Taking a break from the mundane aspect of your life and then calling a dear friend, and friendship bonding, true all out laughter. I mean, big belly laughs, hurting your cheek laughter. That helps with burnout. So if you don't make time for your friends, that is another thing I want you to put on the list to avoid burnout. Julie said, happy for Ruby Lee, right? I know. For those of you that didn't see, we gave a little check-in of how Ruby Lee is doing in her transformation for some big events that she has. Okay, Gabriel said, I took a nap yesterday. It made me sleepier. Okay, that's funny. Yes, I do take a nap because I'm an early riser. A little nap reset, Jennifer says. Okay, I love it. Again, what do you do to break the patterns of all out burnout? Let's see, Scott, I'm coming over right now for a swim. Haha, maybe I can get my mind off things causing the burnout. Okay, that's interesting. Diane is over on Instagram and said, understand being perfect. Scott, yep, perfection is getting my MBA recently. Didn't settle for second best. It killed me and it's over and my stress level is lower. Okay, so he was going at a particular goal. I got it. Yes, I think Jim needs to give you the money. No, he doesn't. I've got the money. Also, when I stress out, I feel like I'm not in control. When I do something creative, I feel like I'm in control, and that helps. Scott, good comments. I just finally had a chance to pop over, so I'm sorry I missed out on some of the people that were over on Instagram, trying to get to all of the different platforms, which, by the way, to let everybody know, if they don't want to be on social media, that's one of the biggest reasons I want you to subscribe. Again, it's nothing that costs. You just hit subscribe on YouTube. We want to build that. I'm looking for another 75 followers, and then I've got a big giveaway. So for all of you that follow me on Facebook, get over to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, because by the time we hit 1,000 followers, I have a big giveaway that I'm going to give to everybody that follows there. I'm going to take all those 1,000 names and I'm going to give something pretty big away to those people for letting us hit 1,000. And then let's grow from there. Let's go 1,000 to 10 to 50 to 100,000. Somebody said, Monica, I want you to go global. Well, yep, but we need you to do that. What do you need to do for us? You need to share the page, like, follow, subscribe, do all the things. So Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, Rumble, Instagram, and then we just added Twitch, which is a platform that maybe some of your kids are on, but we are continuing to add platforms. And then don't forget about our audio podcast that drops on Thursdays. Mr. Fresh, if you didn't see our show with Mr. Fresh, he is our feature tomorrow morning on the audio podcast. Okay. We do have an audio podcast on top of the talk show. So Thursday mornings, 8 a.m., wherever you get your audio podcast, listen in to the kidpreneur. Yes, the entrepreneur. He is amazing and he's from our area and he is getting national attention. I'm so super proud of him. So be sure to listen in to that tomorrow. All right. It's right at 7:30. I'm going to take a quick break for you. When we come back, I'm going to go through some levels of how you avoid burnout. It's important, folks. You've got to take care of yourself. And right now, do me a favor, just drop in. Yes, that's me, or no, that was me. Those words, yes, that's me, or no, that was me. What we're talking about is burnout. How do we get out of it? I've got all that for you next.
This lady got me in the best shape of my life. I literally didn't know that I could be in shape like that. But the amount that she pours into her clients, and especially whenever you get the one-on-one training, it's mind-blowing. I mean, it was really life-changing. I learned so much about proper form, about nutrition, about just being able to invest in myself. I hired Monica to be my personal trainer, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
I want you to join us at Miller Furniture. We will be there for our next Mobile Monica. And I want to continue to build on these Mobile Monicas, by the way. Miller Furniture, 11 a.m. next Wednesday for their big 98th anniversary. Yep, the 98th year for Miller Furniture. That's just absolutely incredible. Again, we told their story a few weeks ago. Now we get a chance to sit down and enjoy, and I mean relax in some of the most incredible comfortable furniture ever. The St. Louis area's most complete selection, by the way, of Flex Deal, and it's tax-free, $8 million of in-stock furniture, or you can get 60 months, 0% interest, which is amazing. They're going to work with you, whatever makes the most sense. 4 locations: Belleville, Illinois, Fairview Heights, Illinois, where we'll be, Ellisville, Missouri out west, and also Lake St. Louis, Missouri. Come on and join us if you have been thinking about something new for the home or for your business. And again, not just indoor, but they've got outdoor furniture. So I told them this chair, see this Adirondack chair that I'm sitting in, I got this from Just Pools. They have an incredible set that I want to put over there. How many of you bought outdoor furniture, by the way, during the pandemic? We bought that and it was stupid expensive. Remember, they were really price gouging like crazy. It's already falling apart. We got that back in 2021. So I have that. I don't know. We may sell it, but there's pieces of it, of the wicker, that's falling apart. So I was like, it's time to get something sturdy. So I'm going to talk to Mark about some pieces that he has that actually matches this color, which is, it's a God wink, I think. All right. So indoor, outdoor furniture from Miller Furniture. Come join us. I'd love to see you. If not, we'll be broadcasting live at 11 o'clock. You can listen in and I'll show you everything they have there. And then it'll be time for you. All right. Welcome back. It is 7:32. I'm your host. If you're new to the show, it is the Real Monica Adams Show. Why is it called that? Because I want you to be real. I'm getting real with you, right? I'm telling you, I've been through burnout. That's what we're talking about today. It's important for you to recognize what it looks like. And I went into the break saying, are you going through it right now? So you can type in, I'm going through it, or that's me, or that was me, is what I was saying. Jennifer, she wrote in and said, knowing your why. Oh, I like that. Yep. I always ask, what's your purpose? What's your why? Do you all know? You want to type in those comments as well? What's your why in life? I know mine, and it is to change the world on a massive scale. I know that I was saved at the age of 19 from a massive blood clot to do his work, right? That's why I'm so faith-based. And we do have our devotional coming up. I'm going to let you all choose, by the way. Do you want me at the end of the show to read from Jesus Listens from Sarah Young, or this one called Fashioned by God, which has a fashion tie to it? You know, I love my fashion. That one came from our friend Jennifer Bonacorsi. Let me give her a shout out, by the way. She asked me to be one of her models in her upcoming fall catalog. So I've got a big modeling shoot tomorrow that I'm excited about. Super excited for that. So let me know which one you want to read from. So knowing your why can prevent burnout, Jennifer says. It can get you back on track. Why you want to reach your health and wellness goals and what happens if you don't. She said it kept her going and continues to do so, right? And Gabriel said that's a fantastic point. Again, Gabriel is moderating from my page. So if you see all the comments from Monica Adams, no, I'm not typing at the same time I am talking. He is at home moderating for us, taking care of you. So Jennifer says, you got this. You have amazing information to share and your vibe is fire. Well, thank you. Linda says, I like to use my earbuds and listen to soft music. Okay, I didn't even get into that one. Music is everything to me. It lights up my soul. I've been listening to my friends over at Joy FM a lot lately. Y98, I was always a big fan of that here in town. So if you come into St. Louis, or again, the beauty of, right, just calling out Alexa or Siri and saying, hey, play Y98 from St. Louis, they can do that for you. Y98, WIL, those were my big stations growing up. And I still love, whether it's from the nostalgia of it all, or it's bringing me back to a simpler time, bringing me back to those happy times when I worked in radio. There's a lot of reasons why music is therapy. I agree with that, Linda. She said, I close my eyes for a bit when I listen to music. My dad would always say he was taking his 40 winks after lunch. He would lay down and nap. 40 winks is actually 20 minutes, 20 winks for each eye. Okay, that's cute, Linda. I love that. So I think a lot of people agree, especially sleep experts, that taking a nap is key, because again, it's just giving you a little breather. It's giving you a little break. But how many of you work on breathing? I've done shows on breathing before. I personally like the 5-3-5 mentality, but you got to grow to that. There are a lot of people that start talking about 3-2-3, which is the inhale of 3 seconds, hold for 2 seconds, exhale for 3 seconds, or even the 3-3-3 mentality. How many of you work on breathing to help your burnout? Because again, if you're a chest breather, that means you're filled with anxiety. It's riddled in you, and it's right, all of this. And if you went to the doctor, they would probably tell you, holy cow, your blood pressure is crazy high. Oh my gosh, you're filled with stress. You need to eat better. You need to work out. You need to meditate. You need to journal. All those things. Julie says, I like to lay down for 20 to 30 minutes as well. Yes, I want to hear something from the anxiety book. Going through a lot of that right now with this alpha gal. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that, Linda. The 100 Days to Freedom books, the fear and anxiety, those are on set. When I'm at home, I've got Jesus Listens, Jesus Calls, and Fashioned by God. So today I've got Jesus Listens or Fashioned by God. It's going to be one of those. And then, Linda, I tell you what, when we're back on set, we will do the one on fear and anxiety for you. We did that yesterday. You might want to go back and listen to yesterday's show. At the very end, we talk about fear and anxiety. Gabriel said Monica is just that good at multitasking. Work it, Monica. Yeah, thank you, my friend. Isn't he great, by the way? I can't wait. For those of you that haven't seen him, we forgot to put him on at the beginning of my show on Monday, but I want you to see him. In fact, I would love for Gabriel to get involved in a segment with me, so he and I can talk about what that would look like. He is back at school. You want to talk about a very driven 20-year-old gentleman. He is in school. He's working a part-time job at a jeweler, and he's working part-time with us. He is driven and he is go. But what we have to work on, bye, sweetie. What we have to work on is that he doesn't burn out. So Gabriel will ask you, as you're typing in for me right now, what do you do to ensure this semester, now that you've taken on more, that you don't, in fact, go through burnout? The other part I didn't mention is he has a girlfriend. And I love the fact that when I offered him this job out of his internship, I hired him. I said, it's important that you talk to those that matter most in your life. And so right away he said, my family, her family, and her, sitting down and saying, am I taking on too much? I told him, I said, you remind me a lot of me when I was at that age. And I have, all these years later, continued that pattern of go. You know, you all know Michelle, who was my assistant. Michelle said, Monica, I've been telling you for a long time that I need you to slow down a little bit. So you need those people right there chirping in your ear of, hey, you're taking on a little too much. We made sure that Gabriel sat down, talked to his girlfriend, and guess what? She supported him and said, I think this is a great opportunity for you. So again, congratulate him. I'm excited for him and what is to come for him, for us, for this brand, for what his creative mindset will have. But I will continue to be his accountability partner. See, this is where it's the teacher and the student where they switch roles. If he sees me taking on too much, I've given him literally carte blanche to say, Gabriel, tell me if I need to slow down in this respect or over in this realm, or I need to eat. That's the other part. Nutrition is key. So I told him that everybody that's ever had that role, Jenny, Michelle, now Gabriel, that we need to have protein bars on set with me, that on a regular basis, if I am going from a show to a meeting, to a personal training client, to a life coach, that it's important to slow down and say, hey, you need to hydrate. You need to eat. Because when you're not eating properly, guess what's going to happen? You're driving by a fast food place. Oh, it's easy. It's quick. It's convenient. You go in and then what happens? You feel bad about yourself. You beat yourself up because you're like, I didn't want to eat that, but gosh darn it, I was starving because I did not do my due diligence and eat healthy, eat in the patterns I was supposed to. was talking to a friend the other day that I'm thinking of bringing on some of our wellness shows, and he's very big into the intermittent fasting. I'll throw that out there. What do you all think of that as we get into our wellness talks? He doesn't eat from 6 p.m. in the evening until after 12 o'clock the next day. That's that big 18-hour fast that some people like. I come from the old school mentality, from that bodybuilding mindset, from the health and fitness side, from the personal training side. I have people eat every 3 hours, but then stopping so that you give your body the digestion, because that's another thing. If you're burnt out, you have a hard time sleeping because you can't turn this off, right? If you're burnt out, you have stress that's mounting in here, tension, which is why you need massage, hot tubs, saunas, all the aspects of wellness. Supplementation is key. Vitamins are key. Taking care of the inside, gut health, right? Because then that shows on the outside. You want your hair, your skin, your nails all to look good. Do you guys take biotin? Do you take collagen? Do you take vitamin D? Do you take a multivitamin? Do you take supplementation? What things do you do to ensure health and wellness is just all over your story? That's the question that I have. Let's see. Jennifer said, I love the breathing techniques and tapping. Yes, tapping helps too. Easy to do wherever you are. Jennifer, you're just a wealth of knowledge today. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that you're a part of this. So Gabriel says, I try my best to spend time with my girlfriend. She calms me. There we go. A loved one calms. I could work 20 hours if I get to spend some time with her afterwards. Yep. And so for me, it's my sweetheart who you saw me just wave to. What is he doing? Taking care of me, going, getting my tires replaced, taking care of me while I'm driving on the road, right? Driving me around today. So my schedule, doing the show this morning, I have a life coaching, a brand new client that I've been coaching. She's had 4 sessions under her belt. She's already seeing remarkable changes. She and I together at 9:30 this morning. A group of fitness enthusiasts have a meeting at 11 o'clock this morning. I have a meeting with a brand new potential sponsor at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then I'll be back with you this afternoon. This is the day that I do 2 shows, Wet Your Whistle Wednesdays. Have you watched that? It's a lot of fun. It's a year and a half in, and every other Wednesday we go to Defiance Ridge Vineyards. And so I'll be with Chuck Gillentine. We're actually going to do a flight of Nortons. Now, I know a lot of you that either are in our area that might be like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Nortons. It's the reason why you always want to introduce yourself. We're going to do the 2019 to 2023 Nortons. We're going to do a flight of that with Chuck. So every other Wednesday, I go down to Defiance Ridge Vineyards and sit with him. Hey, by the way, I'd love for you to join us there because they are open later on Wednesdays and Thursdays into the evening. I'd love to see you there. Come have a bottle of wine with us. If you don't drink, have a mocktail, have an iced tea. It doesn't matter, but have some incredible food. So I'll be there with a live show at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So you just heard a very busy day, but I break it up into whether it is getting on the phone, talking to my mom, which I've been doing every single day, making sure I carve out time for me and Jim. Relationship time is very important. I tell him and I tell Gabriel, call me on it. Gabriel will ask me now on a regular basis, hey, did you and Jim go to dinner? Did you and Jim work out together? Did you and Jim have some time together? Or was it just work, work, work? Because that is the burnout that leads to problems. And this is where we're going to get into next, into relationships. How many of you have been so burnt out, so focused on your job that you literally have either ruined a relationship that you were dating, excuse me, and you've broken up, or it's led to a divorce, or it's led to therapy, and right now you are holding on by a thread? Because all this that we're talking about today, and there's my chill. I always look for something that I'm saying that gives me the chill. And I'm hoping that you're all getting aha moments, light bulb moments, these gems of the day, right? These little nuggets that are going to help you go, that's me. Monica's talking about me, and I've got to break that because my relationship is suffering so bad because I'm not seeing that I am this person she's talking about right now. I get it. I've been there. I try my best to break this. Julie said, I always love doing it all. But see, it's not the best thing for us, is it? Good morning, Julie. Jennifer says intermittent fasting is amazing. See, so she's a fan of it. I've talked to a lot of dietitians who say that they're not. But what all that matters is you do you, right? Whatever works for you. What works for me? 30 minutes of waking, 30 grams of protein. That is the mindset of a lot of really great people in the health and wellness world. So you wake up and within 30 minutes of waking, you drink 8 to 16 ounces of water and you get 30 grams of protein into the body. Then every 3 hours from waking until about 3 hours before you go to bed. So it's the rule of threes. I'm very big on the number 3, by the way. It is, think about it. It's the Trinity. It's the highest number in numerology or prime numbers of it. So for for 3 hours or the 30 minutes, right? The 3 is in there. 30 minutes of waking, 30 grams of protein. Again, you have to do you. And when I give advice out, I want to stress, you got to check in with your health and wellness professionals, your doctors, and say, hey, I heard about this. Does this work for me? They'll know. So again, from a liability standpoint, I'm just throwing that out there. Make sure that they are aware of what you're thinking of doing before you just completely wipe away everything that they're trying to help you with. But for me, this is my lifestyle. 30 grams of protein, 30 minutes of waking. 3 hours later, I'm making sure ideally that I would eat a good, healthy lunch. Then I'm going to have a good, healthy snack. And then I will have an incredible lean protein, vegetables. I'm going to have a great carb, whether it's in the form of like quinoa or brown rice or some kind of a really great grain. And then ideally break that 3 hours before you go to bed. And I bet you that you'll have better sleep. So if you are waking up because the body just had what? Ice cream, pizza, chips late at night, and then your digestion's asking you to go, would you please stop that? Because I can't get you to rest. And when you don't rest and when you don't sleep well, you wake up crabby. You wake up stressed. You go to work. You're not in the best mindset. You're in a fog, right? Cloudy like crazy. And you wonder why, because you continue to repeat the pattern of eating unhealthy, not taking care of the number one person in your life, and that is you, the most important person in your life. Gabriel says, phew, I'd get too hungry to do all that. Again, you have to do you. But once you start to pull your body into that, you realize that is what keeps the engine going. When your metabolism slows down, that's when you start to put weight on and you wonder why. And then all of you that are dealing with andropause, men, women, perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, which we'll talk more about on Monday. When you're dealing with that and you're not eating properly, why do you think you're hanging on to all of that weight? Jennifer says, I'm sorry, I just love this. Just be careful you don't burn out. I know, I got it. Linda says, ironically, great advice, right? How do you get 30 grams of protein so fast? Protein powder, a protein shake. I have protein shake. I put sunflower butter or almond butter instead of peanut butter. Those are my choices. I think those are healthier nuts. So I will put my healthy protein in. I will put more protein in the form of the nut butter, which also has my healthy fats in it. I put a green in it so that I'm getting the phytonutrients. I also, of course, eat green vegetables. So I'm getting all of that throughout the day. Boom. I have it within 30 minutes of waking. You're welcome for the information, Stephanie. Linda, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Let me bounce over real quick to Instagram. And let's see if I am missing anybody over here. I like that. What is your why? He says, So all of you that are signing on, I'm sorry if I didn't get a chance to say hello to you. I see a bunch of people. Okay, look, I've got a little daddy long leg that's looking for some advice from me that's crawling. All right, folks, 747. Linda says, I love this. We're talking about burnout. Is this you? Does this look like your life? Hey, little daddy long leg, get out of here. The beauty of nature. I am out by my pool. This, by the way, okay, I haven't even gotten into that part. Sitting by water. How many of you are like me? Or what is it, by the way, for you? Visualization. So for me to sit over here or in this chair right here, and Gabriel, by the way, can't wait to have you and your girlfriend Rose over. We'll do some great brainstorming right here. Do you know what this does for me? This type of relaxation, to look at the water, it calms me. When I go on vacation, I'm always looking more for a beach vacation, a moving and a beach vacation. So we're going to be going to Cabo San Lucas very soon. Normally I do shows from there. Jim asked me to please promise that I take an actual vacation this time. So what I look for is sitting there at an infinity pool, just steps away from the ocean and just focusing. The beginning of my vacation, for all of you, do you do the same thing? The beginning of it is just, oh my gosh, the beauty of it all. That you take it all in. Then it becomes visualization techniques of clarity. I start planning. Some of my greatest decisions in life come when I'm around a body of water, ocean, lake, the pool, rivers, any of that. Ideally, it's an ocean for me. When I made the move from Channel 2 to Channel 5, I went on a vacation, sit there by the ocean, and it came to me, yes, make the move. When I was leaving Channel 5, thinking about it and starting my own talk show, it was, again, on a vacation. When I was leaving WIL to go from radio to television, it's those things. So you have to find, what is that incredible power that you give to something to help you make those big decisions in life? And guess what? Of course, it also does. It blends in the other aspects of what we've talked about, which is being by water, calming the breathing down. Being by water, finding clarity in the brain because I have the visualization by this beauty. But for you, what is it? But I also want to make sure that when I'm on vacation, I'm moving. So I get some of the best workouts ever. Why? Because I don't have to worry about training a client, training a class, doing a life coaching class, going and doing my what I love. And I haven't had a chance to do it in a while. I don't know if you all know, but I'm a design and wardrobe consultant. I do a lot of that for men's fashion. We started incorporating custom work for women, though, as well. Haven't done that in a while. I look forward to getting back with some of my regular customers and saying, hey, let's design something new. The beauty of it, custom used to always be the mindset of suits, right? Tuxedos, jackets, coats, things like that. Now it literally is polos and things like Lululemon style clothes, athletic clothes. I love where custom has gone. That lights me up, as you saw, as I just talked to you about it. I got excited. So what fills your soul? How do you keep that cup full? My cup runneth over. Is yours half or even a quarter empty? If you are running on barely anything, like really, you feel like you're out in the desert and I need something to drink. I have nothing left in me. That's the burnout. You are literally at the end and you are about ready to get wiped out or land in the hospital. We want to keep you from that. So before we wrap up here in the next 10 minutes, tell me, what drives you? What do you go after? What helps you stay on course? Because I want to get you to that. Some of you may have tuned in today and thought, that's me, right? That's me in total massive burnout. And I am about ready to land in the hospital. I need this. I'm going to check in real quick, our little social media time to check in. We got 20 of you watching live right now on X. So many of you that watch on X. I'd love to interact with you more, by the way. Drop in comments on X because we'll see those. A couple of you on Rumble live right now, a couple of you on YouTube. We've got 12 of you right now on Facebook. And then I love how I see the numbers grow throughout the day. So be sure to share this with your family and friends that don't get a chance to watch live. I'm going to start seeing these numbers go up higher and higher because the kids are back to school, which means what? You put yourself on the back burner for a while. Kids back in school, suddenly this seems to be the aha moment. A lot of people think it's come January, New Year's resolutions. I'm going to put myself first. I see it with a lot of parents as we start to get into fall because the kids go back to school and they suddenly find themselves again. Those hobbies that they put to the side. Guess what I did? Not a full-on song, but I opened up the piano and I started tickling the ivories again yesterday. What did that do? And it gave me a chill again, right? I just said that and it gave me a chill. It lit me up and I literally said to God, bring me back to playing the piano again. Slow down, Monica. Slow down. And now insert your name. Slow down. Find yourself again. Get out of the burnout.
Discover your full potential with a personalized styling experience. Designing, customizing, and transforming the looks of men and women. Revamp your individual style and embrace what makes you, you. That's real confidence.
Confidence, don't we? Welcome back again. We're in the wrap up of the Real Monica Adams show, just kind of updating you on some things going on in the world. I haven't had that chance to actually put the ticker into motion for you in a little while, but we can check in sometimes on what's going on in sports news. We can check in and tell you what's going on nationally. A lot of people, you want to talk about fear and anxiety, they get a little anxious about what's going on from a financial standpoint. So let's check in with Yahoo Finance. You can keep an eye to that while we're talking. That's the art of multitasking. But right, you turn your TV on, you see it all over the place. There's things going this way, things going that way. There's stripes everywhere. That sometimes can lead to stress, or for other people it is, oh, great. She's updating me on what's going on in the stock market. She's updating me on how I prevent burnout. So if you didn't get a chance to type in a comment, feel free to do so throughout the day. If you took this, and I never want you to look at it, but I do like the people that are dropping their kids off. They don't want to stop listening to the show, so they bring it along with them. Just set it in your car, hook it into the car, listen, and you don't have to watch, right? I mean, you saw the pool, right? We're not showing you anything visually right now. It's just hearing the message of, please, today, moving forward, let this be the day that you take care of yourself. Take the steps. Don't overwhelm yourself, by the way. That's the thing that we've talked about a lot on the show in the past. You can't do it all at once. Take the small steps, make that work, then move on to project B. Make that work, move on to project C. Don't overwhelm yourself. Otherwise, that's where the burnout comes into play again. Jennifer says, healthy aging. I want to feel my best, and enjoy life. Everyone you know, like, and live benefit from you being the healthiest version of yourself. Yep. I don't want to spend my life miserable. I want to feel good, and I want to have purpose. I love asking people their why in life. Again, I know mine. I've known it since I was 19 years old. So my moderator, again, is Gabriel, right? So his age is when I knew my why. But every day I work on building upon that purpose. So I want you to think about that as well as I kind of check in. Let's check in with CNN now with some top stories. So I am thinking about doing this more and more. I would love to get a group together of people and we maybe have some fun together, but I get a chance to talk to you and say, what parts of the show are you really driven? This is the day whenever I do this, right? It's you and I together. I always see our numbers go up higher and higher and higher. So I don't want to lose the authenticity of the way the show started, which was me at home with you. It was just you and I doing this together, motivational moments with Monica, coming off of what I used to do with NBC. And people tuned into that every day on Channel 5. We did it for 2 straight years. I was able to carry that over and make it a big part of my show. I started to think that you wanted to know about news you can use, but sometimes I think we should just go straight into the topics. But I want to know, do you want to know about weather? Do you want to know about news you can use? Do you want to know about sports news, which again, I will drop in, by the way. Congratulations to our Cardinals. They beat the Marlins 7-4. They are playing again today at 5:40, and then it's the Cardinals and the Rays. First pitch tomorrow at 6:35. Let me give you today our national day of. It's National Bacon Lovers Day. Accessible Air Travel Day. Okay, that was founded back in 2022 by All Wheels Up. National Chocolate. I've never had chocolate pecan pie. And an homage to my old days in radio. Today is National Radio Day. To all my brothers and sisters that are still in the business, today is your day. I hope you're having a great one. All right, we'll check in with the New York Times World News right now, just changing some things up for you. I do want to tell you about Hurricane Erin taking aim at the U.S. East Coast. So this was from early this morning. It was taking aim this morning, according to forecasters. They're warning Americans of life-threatening rip currents. So I do want you to know about this right along the beaches that could persist for days. That's the hard part about trying to go on a vacation out of the summer as we start to get into hurricane season. And that's always scary for me. And that is where we're going. I do have wood. Knock on wood that doesn't create any problems when we go. The storm was located almost 600 miles southwest of Bermuda and about 455 miles southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. And Erin had maximum sustained winds of 100 miles per hour, Category 2 hurricane, and it was moving northwest at 13 miles per hour. So again, we want to keep an eye on this. And to those that are traveling, or if you have family or friends that are in those areas that I mentioned, please have them keep an eye on that. I will obviously be keeping an eye on the whole Cabo San Lucas area, Mexico, as we get closer and closer to us taking a vacation. During our vacation, I will schedule some top shows. So what I'm going to ask for you now and over the coming days, is there a show that just really moved you? Is there a guest that we've had on that was really one of the tops for you? If so, let me know, because I'd like to schedule those for all of the new people that are coming to our show that maybe never heard them before. We've got some diehards that have been watching us for the last year or for the last 2.5 years. I'm going to come back to you without anything else, right? We're going to just focus here together. What is it that lights you up and you want more of on this show? That's what I'm asking you. Always amazed at all of your energy. Char, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. I love all of you that tune in. I just want you to, yes, I liked that on NBC. Okay, Scott, thank you. So we make that a part of this show on a regular basis. Wellness, motivation, fitness, Foodie Friday. And by the way, I haven't seen her in a while. Audra was a big viewer of our show. Audra said she loves when I do the Barking Baker. How many of you saw that? We did it with my girls. And so Adelaide just recently had a birthday and I made a birthday cake. So our Foodie Friday is actually going to be with the dogs. You're going to love this one. So we're going to the dogs. The show's going to the dogs over the next couple of days. Tomorrow is a segment that I absolutely love that we started a couple of years ago, Positive Talk Time. So I'm going to be with Jessica Cook tomorrow at Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. I'm going to find out how many dogs are up for rescue. I've been seeing some get adopted. The dogs that we were just with, by the way, Bellini and Martini got adopted. So yay for that. I figured puppies usually go fast. It's those long timers that we've got to make sure that they get adopted. So we'll be there tomorrow with Jessica. This afternoon, I'll be with Chuck Gillentine again at Defiance Ridge Vineyards for our Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. And then on Friday, our Foodie Friday, will be the Barking Baker. And I'm going to update you on some really wonderful things that our friends over at Slyman Brothers are doing, because they are our Foodie Friday sponsor. And here's the exciting news for you as we talk about how the show is growing and growing. We have a kitchen that is being built for us where my studios are. So we will be taking Foodie Friday and we will be cooking in the kitchen at Adventure Unknown. Right now, we're using the demo kitchens in West County and South County of Slyman Brothers. But soon, very, very soon, we will be cooking in our very own kitchen. Isn't that exciting? You all, by the way, have made that happen. We couldn't do it without all of you and all of them. Our sponsors that keep growing and growing. JG Optimal Wellness. Jenny Gabriel back with us this Monday talking about busting through those myths of menopause. Spas and more. You just heard Angi on with us. GradeWorks LLC. Mike Vernacey, thank you. Mike just updated me on some structures that he removed from someone's house. So when it comes to excavation, roofing work, again, those big projects, don't go at it. That's what causes burnout too, right? You get working, then you come home, you're working on your relationship. You got to get out in the yard, your work. Let GradeWorks LLC take on those big projects. GradeWorksMO.com. Crunch Fitness, where we do all of our workouts. Just Pools, Slyman Brothers, Appliances, Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa, Defiance Ridge Vineyards, and Dot Fleshman, our real estate agent. So again, this list of sponsors keeps growing and growing. I mean, listen to that. And then we have the sponsors that are in the form of the mobile Monica. So we would love to do our show live from your business. We take the show on the road. In fact, Gabriel and I are going to work on a 750th celebration. Folks, you made that happen. We started the show in March of 2023. Here we are 2.5 years later. And as we approach December, it'll be 750 shows right around the holidays. So this is how I want to wrap up the show. Where would you like us to celebrate? Because we're going to make it a ticketed event. We're going to make it a big, big deal. I'm going to get some bands. We're going to have food. We're going to have tons of amazing giveaways. We're going to share the love. We're going to shine the spotlight on small businesses in a particular area. Where do you think that should be? That'll be our travel takeover show. So whether it's in a community right around here, we pick up, we go somewhere with it. I think we should do it here, but I don't know. If it's on the road somewhere, I'm fine with that as well. We went to Texas and did a Texas travel. Well, Texas is big, right? A big travel takeover show. We just came off of that a few months ago. So start thinking about it, okay? We'll be talking about this in the coming weeks and in the coming months. Where would you like to see our 750th celebration? Where would you like to join us to celebrate not only that incredible feat that we've achieved because of you and because of all those incredible sponsors, but also that we get a chance to celebrate the holidays together, because right now we are just past 600. We'll hit right around 700 in October, and then we'll hit 750 right around the holidays. So couldn't have been done, folks, without the love of all of you. And I thank you so much for, again, every day tuning in to shows like this. Love you all for it. Okay, let me do... nobody picked it, so I guess I'll just go ahead and pick it. So let's do Fashion by God, because I love, like a lot of you, fashion. And I want to thank Jennifer Bonacorsi again for everything she's done for our show. So this one's called Dress Parade, like masquerade, dress parade. This is day 5 of our Fashion by God. It's a 30-day devotional. What I like to do is kind of move around instead of doing one book for 30 days or 100 days, that we blend a lot of things. 100 Days to Freedom books from Stephen Arterburn, Jesus Listens, Jesus Calling from Sarah Young. And then this one is Fashioned by God, a 30-day devotional. And for those of you that always like to get the books that we read from, this one is by Catherine Graves. It's Kathryn. So if you're a fashionista, you're in the fashion world, this one you might love. I will sing for joy in God, explode in praise from deep in my soul. He dressed me up in a suit of salvation. He outfitted me in a robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom who puts on a tuxedo, and a bride a jeweled tiara. That's Isaiah 61 verses 10 through 11. And let me say, my mother's cedar chest is half full of period dresses handed down from our ancestors. My own cedar chest holds the wedding gown both my mother and I wore. That's what Catherine says. Old clothes can be precious, or they can just be plain old. Other than their heirloom items, out-of-style dresses tend to congregate in what? The back of closets. Yep. We loved them once upon a time. We remember looking and feeling great when we wore them, unable to part with them. We hung them in the back of the closet. Though we can't see them, we're comforted knowing that they are right there, just out of our reach. Is a section of your closet occupied by dresses or suits or shirts or pants you don't wear anymore? Is it clutter? That can lead to stress and burnout also, right? Is it clutter? What's a woman to do with all that? What's a guy to do with all those things they're not wearing anymore? How do you know a dress needs to move to the back rather than grouping it with the current wearables? It's another reason why you want to get with someone that's in the fashion industry, because they can show you things that you should still be wearing and putting together, right? Shop in your own closet, I always tell people. This book is more about style than fashion. That means we're focusing on items that stand the test of time and will always look good with the addition of accessories or combined in fresh ways with other pieces. Keep it in mind. Follow these tips to help sort through your dresses and your suits and your shirts today. Determine what's the best dress length or two for you. Tall women can wear mid-calf length. Shorter women, you need hemlines or just above or below the kneecap. If you're one of the lucky ones with beautiful long legs and a long torso to match, a shorter skirt dress length can look fabulous within reason, right? Just below mid-thigh is the shortest length that some people feel comfortable with, modest in, but if that's too short for you, well, hey, again, we always say you do you, keep it longer. Remember that very short dresses are for evening wear or athletic wear only. You should keep the occasion in mind. Office attire, folks, that requires hemlines if you want to be classy at the knee or longer, and anyone can look amazing in a floor-length dress for a formal occasion or a maxi dress for casual occasions. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're reading from Fashion by God. Second, consider style. If a dress is older than 3 or 4 years, it's going to be out of style. An exception to this rule is a straight black knee-length sleeveless dress. It can be changed with jewelry or a scarf, sweater, jacket, belt. So she says she owns one that she bought 10 years ago, still wears it often, and then just changes it up with accessories. Current hemline fads can change every season, but if you own only what flatters your legs, guess what? You're always in style. That's why she says, I'm a big fan of knee-length dresses and skirts. They always seem to look stylish, and every woman looks great in them. Another consideration when it comes to style is the neckline. The neckline on a dress can shift from day wear to evening wear. Any revealing cut must be reserved for evenings. Some people might not agree with this. Again, you do you, but this is from Fashion by God. The wrap dress is a favorite day dress for many with good reason. It makes the most of your shape. So think about your shape. Nipping in the waist, accenting the bust line without revealing it. However, if the V of the neckline plunges too far, larger busted women should avoid them. And if the fabric is clingy, apple-shaped women might want to opt out as it may accentuate bulges. So this is tips for you in the fashion world. Gathered skirts will accent your hips, but can also give the illusion of a small waist. No matter the size, this can be a dynamic look, especially with the addition of a belt. The only caution is women that may be overweight. Your bust line is relatively large for a short height. Well, if you wear gathered skirts, you might look like a round snowball. Know yourself. Go with what you like to see in the mirror. The cut of a dress also determines its style quotient, right? So certain cuts come and go from fashion. Suit jackets, remember the big ones in the 80s with shoulder pads over long pencil skirts, large shoulder pads in anything, top, dress, or jacket can date that item. You'll learn later in this book how to know what is current, but one thing that helps is just to look around. If nobody else is wearing those big shoulder pads or any other style that you might be wondering about, you might want to consider letting go or be okay with the fact that you're out of style. Color, that's another important consideration. Use the same guidelines for dresses as for tops. Also, color and pattern can determine whether a dress is current. Think about the colors that are out there, right? Look into the style palette and the colors. Some years geometrics reign, other years solids or florals. Some years anything goes. And those are our favorite years, right? Look around you. That's the best thing. Again, we talked about having an accountability partner. From the fashion standpoint, it's the same way. We've just come through a long phase when pants ruled over dresses, but dresses are making a big comeback, and I'm excited about that. I love to dress. What about you? Do you like wearing dresses? If you like to feel pretty, feminine look of dresses, wear them, folks. Wear them. Now, did you know the Lord gives us a dress? Jesus Christ died, was buried, and rose again to give us eternal life. When we accept this life, he dresses us with righteousness. Our old, ugly dresses of sin are gone. And this is where we pull in the faith. Imagine exchanging your old, ugly dress that came handed down to you for a brand new, beautiful white ball gown with glittery sparkles all over it. The old one didn't even fit properly because it wasn't made for you. The new one is tailor-made for you and accents your beauty. That's what really happens to our hearts when Jesus comes in. Our old clothes, stained by the ashes of sin, are whisked away. that sound familiar to you? If you read the Bible, it's Psalm 30, verse 11 through 12. And it tells us, you have turned for me my mourning into dancing. You have put off my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to you and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever. Do you remember how you felt when you wore your first prom dress? Or I remember my wedding dress. I'm coming up on 10 years of marriage, and I just pulled my wedding dress out. If you have a dress from a special occasion in the back of your closet where mine was, pull it out. Put it on. If it doesn't fit, hey, hire me. Let me get you back into your wedding dress or your prom dress. Do you remember how you felt on that day you wore it? I do. It's the same feeling that we have when we get our new dress of righteousness from God. How can we keep silent about such a marvelous thing? When we talk about the dresses the Lord gives us and how we feel when we wear them, praise comes to mind. The rest of our spiritual being is draped in praise when we realize what he has done for us. So, Lord Jesus, thank you for taking my sins on the cross. Thank you for loving me enough to die for me and you. You alone are worthy of all praise and glory. You have dressed me up in the most beautiful dress of righteousness and put a tiara of joy on my head. I love you, Lord. I love bringing in faith, fitness, fashion, all these F's, right? All these things that you want. Here's a hard action for you to do today. If you're married, do you remember how beautiful you felt on your wedding day? Go back to that. Pull out the old pictures. If not, don't you know how beautiful all the brides are? Look at them. Manifest it for your life. In the same way, relish the beauty of the dress of righteousness given to you. You are the bride of Christ. So think about all these things. The next time we do our Fashion by God, it's what to do with all this stuff. That is what brings stress in, and we don't want stress. Today, we're trying to take you away from burnout. So I hope you've enjoyed the day. I still see about 36 of you on live. Do me a favor, take this show now, share it with your family and friends. Share like crazy. I love when I see the shares. And for those of you that watch later, do a little hashtag replay. Tell me what really spoke to you today. How do I get you out of burnout? Again, as we recap, find calmness. Find something that brings you clarity. Listen to music. Sit by water. Start to breathe. Start to pray. Start to meditate. Start a workout program. Get into some life coaching. Go to a counselor. Call your friends. Build your relationships. I love you all so much. I'll see you this afternoon at 4 o'clock. A little wet your whistle. In fact, I'd love to see you actually in person. If you want to come on out to Defiance Ridge Vineyards, have a drink with us, have some food with us. I would love to see you in person. If not, join us on the show because we'll be live with you at 4 p.m. And then tomorrow, Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue with Jessica Cook, talking about some myths that are out there. What should we do to our nails of our dogs? There's something I saw on social media that says, never use clippers again. It's like fracturing their bones. Is that real? Well, we're going to bust through those myths tomorrow. And then on Friday, Barking Baker for our Foodie Friday segment and a really great leg workout that I filmed for you at Crunch Fitness. So we still got, three more shows for you before we wrap up the week. And then we'll be back with Jenny Gabriel with JG Optimal Wellness, already becoming a very popular guest. Some big shows on tap for you into next week as well. Remember, shoot me an email. Let me know what you would like to see on the show. You want to become a sponsor. You want to be a part of the Mobile Monicas and bring our show to your business. All these things can be done. All you have to do is shoot me that email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Jennifer, you're welcome. Stephanie, you're welcome. To all of you that have been watching live on all the platforms, thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in. Share like crazy. Come back this afternoon. Come back day after day. Let's continue to take over the world. Like Mr. Fresh said, Monica, I want you to go global. Well, that's the goal as well. The greatest thing we can do, though, to keep that going is to spread kindness throughout the world. God bless you all. See you this afternoon or tomorrow morning.